Hey guys, it's Bishozzy here, and welcome to episode 48 of the Berlin Dynamo series. We're fast approaching episode 50, it's just pretty insane. Also, the fact that we're still in two Bundesliga, that's also pretty insane. However, I'm going to make that change this season. We are going to get promoted. As far as transfers go, I've done a little bit of activity, not too much. I've found some replacements for what I wanted to do. As you can see, there's not a lot of players in yet. We're only in July as well, so I've got roughly another month to try and get some loan signings in as well. We are 10,000 over the wage budget at the moment, so they're probably going to have to be sort of lower wage loans. But I'm going to look to bring in some quality. I've addressed a couple of positions, like I said. But we'll go with the outs first. We've got Hendricks leaving for 950k he went back to Belgium, which is good for him. It's a good club. And I believe, they're in the top division in Belgium as well. So fair play to Hendricks, returns home. Played a lot of games for us. He really did. Played that first season there in two Bundesliga. Played really well for us back in three Liga. And then had a pretty solid season. First season back into Bundesliga as well. So happy days. Just didn't have enough to be a sort of commanding player in the division. Not enough pace, but still a really good player. We then let David Molina, the Colombian, go out on loan to Bielefeld in 3 Liga. Get some first team football for him. We then sold Leonardo to Londrina, who I believe are they're a Brazilian Serie B club. Just let him go for peanuts, really. He just doesn't fit the ball-playing defender role for us at all. So I was pretty happy just to get him out of the club. 89,000. It's very low, but at the same time, the board, they accepted the value of it, so it is what it is. Vestergaard also going out on loan to Bielefeld. Again, first-team football. They've got good training facilities as well, so I'm happy for that one. One of our new signings, Arnautovic, was signed on a free transfer. He's gone out on loan to Sarajevo. There is a optional future fee in there for 130k, which I thought was pretty cool just to get on the books. And they're also paying most of his wages. So that was a weird one. I was like, signed him, got loan offers like a couple of days later. I was like, okay, it's pretty strange. These Bosnian clubs, they're just coming in for him straight away. If we can flip him for 130k without any actual sort of cost to us, I'm very happy with that. It's a nice little bit of business, and just to get a little bit of extra cash in. We then sold Gabriel Simez to Karlsruhe for 200,000. I believe it was 100,000 up front, 100,000 over 12 months. Probably was never going to play for us. Slightly suited a little bit more with the defensive mid position that we're going to be playing this season. We got one defensive midfielder and then two central midfielders. So he might have got a little bit of game time. But yeah, sold him, and I brought in another sort of younger, or I think he might be the same age, another defensive midfielder. So yeah, with good, probably better potential than him, to be honest. As you can see, he's only 3, possibly 4 stars. And then the final one was Peinenberg, and he went also going out on loan to Bielefeld for some first-team football in 3 Liga. I think we've got enough strikers for this season, and I'll talk a bit more about that as well. Anyway, first striker we got in was Gabriel Meyer. I showed you this guy, I think it was either the last episode or the episode before that. But we set up a pre-contract deal from Ajax. Obviously played a little bit in their reserve squad. He's actually tipped to be the number 4 highest goal scorer in the division. He might have been number 5 actually, and then Gel was number 3 or something like that. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to feature. I've got Jabali, I've got Perea, I've got Gel, and now I've got Meyer. So we've got 4 strikers vying for a lone striker advanced forward role. And as you can see, as a result of that, I've started to play him, or during preseason, I played him on the left inside forward role. I think he'll actually do really well there. He doesn't really have the jumping reach to be too successful up front by himself, I believe personally. As you can see, it says advanced forward there, but he is definitely much more of a poacher with his pace. He's only 176 centimeters, so he's quite small. And being a lone striker, I think he'll just get out-muscled a little bit. So I feel like him as an inside forward could do some damage. The next player we brought in was Hamza Regragui. We'll go with Regragui. Just a centre mid, 18-year-old Moroccan. We bought him for 50,000 from Mallorca in Spain. 51,000 was his release clause. Just a half decent centre mid. I thought I'd take a punt on him. He's got, potentially upwards of 5 stars potential. So we'll get him in. He's played pretty well at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup as well. And just a decent little option. The next player I brought in was CJ Egan-Riley. And he was brought in on a free transfer from Cardiff, as you can see there. Just a good right back. He can also play defensive midfield, which I thought was very versatile. Don't know if I'll really play him as a ball-playing defender. He's quite small, but definitely right back, starting right back for this season with that really good cover in defensive mid as well. We then signed Kofi Tairu, and he was signed from a Beninese club. As you can see, the 18-year-old, this is the defensive midfielder I was talking about. He's got slightly better potential, 2-star current ability, 3.5 star, possibly 4.5 star potential ability. He can also play a sort of a multitude of positions, relatively well. He's got good bravery, good positioning, somewhat defensive, somewhat pacey as well. Kind of strange for a midfielder. But yeah, 55,000, hit his release clause as well from Lotto FC. We already spoke about Arnautovic there. And then the final player I just brought in who was available was Seni Lamens, or Lamens. I think it's Lamens. We'll go with Lamens for now. Again, my Belgian pronunciation is not great. But as you can see here, 29-year-old Belgian goalkeeper, 4-star current ability he's a 4-star player, but the sweeper keeper support position is what we play in the new tactic. So he's going to be the starting goalkeeper. He's only played 1 game in preseason. Didn't play too well. Conceded a goal, but it was against a first division Bundesliga club, so we'll let him off with that one. Only 6.75k on wages. I've noticed that a lot of the good players that I could sign as a result of our reputation increase, they're all wanting sort of between maybe like 12 and 20,000 per week. So I think we're starting to get to that level where we're equal with other Bundesliga clubs, but we don't have the finances to compete with those clubs, if that makes sense. He, on the other hand, is one of those types of players. So a very good goalkeeper, very happy to get him in. And as a result, he will take that starting role. So yeah, anyway, preseason fixtures, undefeated. Didn't really verse anyone too difficult, apart from Berlin, Union Berlin that is. But we beat Wolfsberger AC, drew with them, beat Lask Linz 6-0, beat Austria Vienna 2-1, beat Dynamo Dresden 6-1, beat Inter Leipzig. I really like the name of that team and their badge. Their badge is kind of cool looking. It's very simple, very interesting. I might even do a series with them on FM25. I saw it and I was like, wow, really like the look of them. Anyway, got a 2-0 victory over one of our rivals, Berliner AK, who are still down in the Regional Liga, unfortunately for them. And then a 1-1 draw against Union Berlin there. Of course, today's opponents are going to be Dusseldorf and Holstein Kiel as well. So hopefully we can get another victory. Well, not another victory because we didn't actually beat them last season. So yeah. Anyway, let's get into the lineup for today's game. As you can see, I'll go back for a second actually. The finances, they're looking pretty good at the moment. We'll go to the projection and then it's looking pretty bleak. So yeah, not great, but it is what it is. The debt's still going down. As you can see, our net debt overall is relatively low considering we've still got 22.5 million left on our loan, our bank loan that is, for the stadium. But yeah, this is the lineup and this is today's starting lineup as well. So like I said, it's a 4-3-3. It's a balanced tactic, so it's more defensive than I've ever played. But at the same time, it's attacking enough with the three sort of advanced players there, being the inside forwards on the left and right, and then obviously the striker up top. Very simple in midfield. 2 centre mids on support, defensive mid on support. And again, it's one of Nap's tactics. So yeah, we'll see how it does. Might make some changes because there's, as you can see, there's a lot of player instructions on these ones, but there's not a lot of player instructions on the centre mids. Interesting that he's got sit narrower on there, but he doesn't. He's got further forward. Interesting. Anyway, yeah. So today's lineup, we've got Lemons in goals, Egan Riley on the right, and Puthi and Pettifer are in the centre. Prevel's going to start today. We'll see how he does on the left-hand side. Rodriguez, the bloke I signed last season, defensive midfielder. Pretty useful now, isn't he? So he'll come in. Dantas and Senhaji, they'll start together. But then we've got a few midfield options. We've got Cruz in here as well, who theoretically would be a pretty good central midfielder on support as well, if I show you here. As you can see, he looks all right. Looks pretty good across the board, just lacking a little bit of pace, but you don't really need that in midfield. I'm going to go with Barry on the left. Like I said, we've got Maya, who I can put in that position, and maybe we'll start bringing him off the bench in that role, even if Barry's playing well, just to build up the familiarity with, you know, his position in that on that side anyway. Pavicic will start on the right. Again, I've got Jabali. I kind of want to play Jabali there. Got Perea that can play there as well. We'll go with Gel up top, but I think our striker department, we're very blessed at the moment. We've got a lot of good strikers. It's just some other positions around the pitch that we probably need to strengthen. Centre back's one of those positions that I'm going to look for a loan signing for. And then potentially defensive mid as well. I do like Egan Riley. I feel like he would be a really good option to play there. So if I find a right back or a defensive mid, I'm probably going to go in for them as well. I said I wanted to strengthen this position, but I want to see what Maya can do, because he was touted to be one of the higher goal scorers in the league this season. So yeah, bench today, we've still got Collins around. We've got Romero, Reragui, Cruz, Jabali, Perea, Maya, and then Traore's in there as well, the left back, who's also very suited to the wing-back defend role that we are playing with. So here we go. First game of the season. Like I said, I want to get promoted this season. I think it's about time. This will be our 3rd season in a row in 2 Bundesliga, and I think we have what it takes this season to at least clinch the top 3, and hopefully, if we do come 3rd, win the promotion playoff. But here we go. We're versing a 5 at the back, essentially. A very defensive formation. They've only got 3 players above the halfway mark. Obviously, in changing the tactic and going from a more attacking tactic to a more defensive tactic, I'm really hoping this season that we can keep a few more clean sheets and just be all round a bit more defensively solid. Early days, I don't really know what to make of it. But you saw, like, during pre-season with the assistant manager running the friendlies, he did a good job using this tactic. So I don't see why we can't be successful, using a 4-3-3. All right, they're coming forward again. It's a pretty early highlight. We were defending it pretty well. We look a little bit scramblish now. And they do indeed get the first goal. And that's a goal on debut for old mate. So congratulations to him, I guess. That's really frustrating. All right. Lots of sirens going past at the moment. And we've actually won the ball there. Good stuff. All right, let's see what we can actually do here. Prevel goes back to Pettifer. I'm going to have to start easing people off because everyone's on tackle harder as well. When they're on a yellow card, I need to remind myself to stay aware of that. Anyway, Gel, his shot is saved by the goalkeeper. I might even pause it here quickly. And we'll fix the tactic up a little bit. So we'll take tackle harder off there, take tackle off harder on our centre back. That's very important. And we shall continue. We have a corner. Barry to swing it in. Cleared away Prevel to Gel, and it's deflected in the back of the net. Is it offside though? It's an own goal, so probably not offside. But it was, I mean, that's a weird one because I feel like that was on target and then it's deflected. So theoretically, it should be Gel's goal. Anyway, doesn't matter. Gel maybe getting a little bit screwed there. At the same time, I can't really complain too much because he does have a goal and assist bonus. So the less goals and assists that he has going forward for the season, the better financially the club's going to be. Egan Riley. I hope he makes the defense a bit more solid. Getting forward here. And that was a half-decent little assist. I think it's offside anyway, but... yeah, all right. They're looking pretty good as well. A lot of their players are on decent ratings. I'll just tell the boys to just get out there and get it done. There's a few bad performers out there. All right, they've got a corner. They brought it down and they've put it in the back of the net. I think that was the guy that scored the own goal as well. So he's made up for his mistake. And honestly, we're not looking too great. We've conceded 2 goals. I've been talking about how I wanted things to be better defensively. And then, yeah, we've managed to screw things up. So I'm going to pause it here. Going to make some subs. Barry's going to come off for Maya. Gel's going to come off for Jabali. And then I guess we'll bring Collins on for Pettifer. Pettifer was actually half decent throughout preseason, so a little bit concerning, despite his... oh, we got another injury as well. Cruz will come on for Senhaji. Hopefully that's not a bad injury for Senhaji. I know he didn't play well today, but... yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, Dusseldorf, I don't feel like they're that good of a team, if that makes sense. I feel like we should probably be doing better against them. Maybe Rodriguez. We do still have Naranjo, who I have been tasking with playing in the defensive midfield position, but I've got to say, that's a pretty disappointing loss to kick us off. It's a very disappointing loss. Yeah, honestly, 5 to 6 weeks for Senhaji as well. Not looking great. We've got a few, new players in, the goalkeeper as well. Pretty much a brand new signing. If I show you the tactics, his familiarity in the position it's very low at the moment, which is fair enough. As you can see, the position role duty is still pretty low, and then the passing style's pretty low as well. So we'll have to give it a little bit more time. I would like a better performance in this second game. And I'll skip forward the 5 days and join you guys for the lineup for that one. All right, so just a couple of things. First and foremost, we sold Nikolic. Just sold him then. Not for much. 175,000 to Napredak over in Serbia. So he's returning home to Serbia, actually going into the first division there for Serbia as well. We bought him we signed him from this club. We didn't buy him, we just signed him. It's pretty funny, you look at that there. They played 4 games in the 29-30 season, conceded 13 goals in 4 games. Even last season, 13 games, conceded 24 goals. only had one clean sheet, which is quite hilarious. I'm kind of happy to see the end of him. 175k is actually decent money for him, in my opinion. Yeah, he's gone. I'm happy. We've also got Clayton back for this game, so I'll show you the lineup. Only changes. Brought Naranjo in for Rodriguez. Maya has also come in on the left side, just because Barry played pretty terribly. I'm sticking with Pettifer in the center of defense for this. If he plays like he did last game, getting a 6-4, he's going to be out. So it's up to him if he wants to stay in the team. I'm more than happy to give Collins. I mean, Collins got a 6.9 last game, so I'm almost tempted. Actually, you know what? Let's go with Collins. I'll put a little bit of faith in him. He wants to leave the club, but he only wants to leave because I'm not giving him first team football. So I'll put a bit of faith in the lad. And then obviously Cruz has come in for the Senhaji injury as well. So yeah, everything else is the same. Let's get into it. Hopefully Maya can have a decent sort of performance out there. Gel needs to score. I know technically, you know, he did score for us last game. It was his shot that went in the back of the net. But I want to see us play better, because it's not a true testament of how good I think we can play personally. So I want us to go out there and do well. Holstein Kiel, they're a good side. They are. We managed to get that draw with them at the end of last season. Let's see what we can do. It's looking dangerous again, though. It's around the exact same sort of time frame. I think it was like the 13th minute when we conceded our first goal. And it looks like, oh, they've hit the post. So we've just managed to avoid it. And then Myers headed the ball to absolutely no one. I'm surprised he even won the header, to be honest. They've had 4 shots already. And we're being dominated. Strange. I mean, to be fair, not a lot's happening. They haven't had a shot on target. They've had 7 shots with none on target. And we've had 0 shots total. And that's the first half. That was a boring first half, not going to lie. But you know what? I'll take a boring first half if we have a better second half. And we've got a shot. Got a shot on the board, and Mputhi won possession just then. All right, Maya to Privel. Goes inside to Collins, who goes all the way back to Clayton. Mputhi now to Cruz. Doesn't have the pace, so needs to play his balls a little bit smarter. We're building nicely. We're retaining possession. I like it. Egan Riley, he's a good player. Into Pavicic. Good cross. Oh, come on, Gel. He's got to finish that, man. The keeper makes a save, but we've got to be scoring that. We're not going to get many opportunities. And the keeper comes and claims it. I'm tempted to make a sub here. Headed the ball away. Naranjo is trying his best to get into the defensive midfield position. They've hit the post again. I think they hit the crossbar. Oh, we're playing dangerous football right there. God, that was atrocious. All right, subs. Barry's on for Maya, and Jabali is going to come on. Yep, for Gel. I don't know why, but Gel he can't score at the moment. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with him. We might make a change in midfield as well. We'll bring the 18-year-old on, I think. Unless we score here. If we score here, all is forgiven. Jabali to Barry. Out to Prevel. Can he get a cross in? Doesn't really have anyone in support. Finds Cruz, luckily. Barry inside the box. He just can't shoot. He just can't shoot. It's frustrating as all hell. It's really, really frustrating. Dantas will come off. I mean, Naranjo's playing terribly out there as well. Egan Riley's not playing ideally. I'm going to demand more from him, see if that does anything for the last 10 minutes. I mean, Naranjo's on a 6-3. I don't know. I don't know why that is. I don't know if he's just giving possession away or what he's doing, but yeah, doesn't look great. Good tackle though, but they fortunately get the ball, and then luckily for us, Clayton makes a big save. I don't know if it was a bit of a mistake potentially signing that new goalkeeper, Lemon. Surely he's offside there. That's another big save by Clayton. This is what I'm saying. Clayton's actually looking pretty damn good today. I say that, and I thought he conceded there. I was about to say he's just conceded, but still 0-0. We don't really look like scoring ourselves, but you know what? We haven't conceded today, and that's a good takeaway. That's a good takeaway. We'll take the draw. Clayton with a 7.2 and Puthi man of the match. I mean, they didn't really offer anything too much. So I'm actually going to praise them for that. I do like that clean sheet. We get a point. It's not the ideal start, but at the same time, it's fine because it's early days. We're still not properly familiar with the tactic yet. We've got some new players. Overall, I think the team is slightly worse than it was last season at the moment. But like I said, I'm looking for loans. I would love to try and go back into Benfica and try and get a few more of their loan players. But I think they're still mad at me. So we're going to hit Porto. We're going to hit a few Premier League teams. It's weird. The German teams don't like to loan their players to me for some reason. They never sort of have them available for loan. Maybe it's because of the reserve teams, the second teams. I don't know. Either way, it is what it is. Not a bad episode. So make sure you smash a like on it. I think it's a good start. I know it's a loss and a draw, but we've got a whole season to go. And I think we will do okay. I've also noticed that we haven't actually scored a goal yet. The only goal we scored was an own goal. So none of my players have scored yet. Pretty interesting. Hetzefer with a 98% pass completion. Interesting. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode. As always, take it easy, and goodbye.